state is the education of their youth. A Greek philosopher from the year 200 AD once said this. I agree with him, and I believe that education carries with itself the object of character. I believe that with education, one builds their own character. Without education, a mind is open to folly and vice. You believe anything, you are not informed. Our main source of education is through school, and the government, through schools, has major control over our minds. School curriculums have been installed. They kind of put teachers on a strict schedule, a strict agenda, and they say what to teach and what not to say, what you can show to your students, what you cannot. One of the main issues concerned with these curriculums is the teachings of creationism and evolutionism in the science curriculum. Education has produced a vast population able to read but unable to identify what is worth reading. G.M. Trevelyan, an English historian, quoted this: "If we improve our ways of teaching in society, we can have a better society altogether. New ideas can be brought up, challenges can be put up, the walls of injustice that we cannot do anything about, unfairness, they can be torn down. The government only wants us to know certain things though. They strictly know what they can put out there for us to know and what they cannot. Being intelligent leads to knowing, and knowing leads to many more things, which is what the government knows, and I believe this is why sometimes they censorship what they show us. First, I will inform you about what is creationism and what is evolution. What are the theories? Next, I will tell you how important education is in our society and how it benefits us. And finally, I will show you how much better off our society would be if our school systems were changed to the better, as in we can learn two things, not just one, and we can choose to believe what we want to believe through our own will, not through what we are put to see only. So let me first better your understanding with some information about what creationism and what evolutionism is. Creationism and evolution theories are two theories that try to explain the origins of the world and how the world came to life. Yet we only learn about one in schools because it is more traditional and it is more moral. Creationism. The theory of creationism is it states that everything on this earth, all life in this planet, is created by a special force, a deity of some sort. It is backed up by the biblical story of creation, but it has no hard evidence. Nothing is proven except for the stories that are written. Evolution was created by Darwin. He was a philosopher. He believes that all life descended from another life before it. He says everything is related. For example, trees, bananas, flowers, they are all related. They all came from one thing and they are all in the same family. Most scientists believe this because it makes more sense than just believing things out of a book. But who are they to try to make everybody else believe what they believe? No hard evidence is shown of Darwin either. It all came out of his head. Both of these theories are equally proven, and they both have their faults and they both have their dead ends. So why do we only learn about one? Did we flip a coin? Who chose what we learn? Why are young minds limited to only one? So, as I said before, a good educated mind leads to knowing more things and leads to being more open, and that leads to much, much more. Ignorance, not settling for less, challenging the unjust things, and as our English teacher says, having a voice. A recent study from the Massachusetts Department of Education concluded that curriculums do not aid in educated high school students. They only serve as a gateway for our government to manipulate what we learn and what we don't. Our teachers' freedom of speech is challenged also. In the Constitution it says that we have the right to say whatever we want, yet in classrooms our teachers are being restricted to not talking about God, to not saying certain things. So why is this? This is not constitutional. So this is the reason why our teachers just don't teach us what they have to offer everything. They are on a strict day-to-day basis on a strict agenda. And the truth is, curriculums are only censorship in disguise. Sometimes in our community, not knowing, we settle for less, and we feel like everything is there, everything is set and established, and we can't really do anything about it because everything that is there is everything that is right. Dr. Paul Abramson, an education industry analyst, stated that if the community isn't first educated in how learning takes place today, there is a huge possibility that our community members will endorse schools that teach similar to the way that they have been taught decades ago. Our community would be better off educated, it is clear. For the record, let me state that my argument of creationism and evolutionism being incorporated into the science curriculums goes far beyond just knowing what the origins of the earth is. It is a fight for a challenge, and it's a fight for improvement of our education systems. We should not be trained into thinking just a certain way. We are trained to think inside the box, not step outside. And we need to be able to see further than what is just being shown to us. I hope that I have motivated each of you to see beyond what is there. And I repeat that knowledge is key, and knowledge comes from understanding, and understanding only will come through education. Our future is our youth. Why not put effort into what will become of us in the future and try to make our world a better place with no boundaries?